Pashupati Advani, hello sir.
Namaste, sir. Happy New Year. Happy
New
New
Year.
Indian New Year.
Financial year.
Oh, you've started celebrating
It
financial
was,
year also. I didn't know this.
why not? Why not? Let's start from zero. We'll all be a lot happier
Right,
on
right,
April
right.
1st.
Will Donald Trump make it zero for everybody tomorrow by announcing higher tariffs?
The world
Oops.
is going to gang up against America, but who knows? I mean, he wants his pound of flesh. He's going to succeed with some countries. He's not going to succeed in others. The Canadians have already started like putting all sorts of nonsense against the US. So let's see. And that's really the backyard.
Shrikant, what is the best case scenario for the Bank Nifty and the Nifty in the month of April? Because by tomorrow same time, hopefully the event risk would be behind us. So Shrikant, what is the best trade ahead of the event for the month of April, both for the Nifty and the Bank Nifty?
In the month of March, Nikunj, we saw a spectacular rally from the lower levels, 21,800 to 23,800 in just 13, 14 days, which clearly indicates that there was like specific buying interest in the market. And now, whatever that we are seeing correction of last 5, 6 days, it's a corrective pattern to the previous rally. And today, when there was like a real panic sort of situation in the market and there is a major event, the market has not broken the previous low of 23,130, which the market has made on Tuesday. So I am of the view that we should look for creating some long bets at current levels with a stop loss at 23,100. I am of the view that the market is going to surpass the immediate highest level of 23,850. So currently we are into corrective pattern and again we are going to surpass the previous high. That's my overall view on the market. And we should look for creating long bets.
Okay, that's the Nifty as well as the Nifty Bank and how they're both stacking up. But Pashupati, just analyzing what today could transpire as, do you sense that there's going to be just a very quick reaction and a swift one from the equity markets? Or do you think something as large as country-wise tariff implementation is something which is going to take time to digest for equity markets and even for the dollar to find its feet?
Well, I think what's happening is there has been uncertainty based on where are the tariffs coming and on what they are coming. And, so once they announce what specifically they want to charge, whether it's companies, whether it's countries, whether it's sectors, it's still a big blob right now. So, the reality of the matter is that we're going to know and then we're going to react. And depending on, is India better than, Bangladesh or is India better than Vietnam, we'll find out. And I think that will basically make the markets go forward or backward. I think the U.S. markets are in for a bit of a negative simply because tariffs means higher prices, and the U.S. looks like it's kind of going into recession. It'll take a few months, but it doesn't look very good over there in their economy.
Okay, in fact, we had pretty much the top global voices just this morning. Krishna Mimani, CIO at Lafayette College, who says that uncertainty will loom for extended period of time, post the announcements as well tonight. Also spoke with Jahangir Aziz on how he thinks the reciprocal tariffs are going to play out. And then, of course, we also had Rashi Talwar Bhatia joining in from Ashwar Investment Management as well, who gives her take on what she thinks is going to be the impact on the Indian markets specifically.
Well, so the uncertainty with respect to the tariff situation has been with us for quite some time, and it's probably going to be with us for an extended period of time. I don't think on April 2nd, all of a sudden we'll learn something that'll change the dynamics in a meaningful way. Having said that, I think there are two aspects to tariffs. One is the uncertainty that it creates in the US economy. And if you look at any of the survey data, it clearly tells you that the level of uncertainty is probably the highest that it has been in almost 10, 15 years, with the exception of the COVID episode. And the other interesting thing is, to some extent, it is self-inflicted. That is, it is because of the policy choices that the administration is delivering on. So the uncertainty is real. Uncertainty will have an impact on U.S. growth prospects, and therefore it'll have an impact on U.S. profitability and U.S. equities in a meaningful way.
We're looking at, various variations of this. So one of them obviously is that it just matches the reciprocal tariffs, in which case the countries that will be most affected are countries like India and Brazil, who have very large tariffs differential with the US. But I think at the same time, there is a sense that the reciprocal tariffs will not just be about tariffs differential, but it will also include what the US administration calls non-tariff barriers. They're also looking at specific tariffs to be imposed on semiconductors, pharmaceuticals, and autos globally, which will probably come in, a couple of weeks. India is not most likely will not be spared from the reciprocal tariffs, and even if it's spared from the reciprocal tariffs, there are other tariffs that are coming in terms of sectoral tariffs. So clearly, one has to see what is going to happen to India.
We are mainly a domestic economy. We do have some exports and some interface with the global world, but it is not as much as, let's say, a lot of other economies, right? So from a domestic perspective, for the next 2 years still, you can very well say that a lot of the growth is going to be driven by the domestic economy. Therefore, it is very important what happens to the Indian consumer, what happens to credit growth in India. 60% of your GDP still comes from consumers, consumption. So I think from that perspective, I'm no expert on the US, but all the noise on tariffs, all the noise on everything, I think, at least as far as I'm concerned, we will know tomorrow, one way or the other. Hopefully, there is some clarity to all the noise on that front. And really, that's when we'll factor it in and move on, whichever way we have to. It's the uncertainty that is more painful than the actual reality of what comes in, because then you can factor it in and move on.
Kunal, sometimes it's time to think contra. So let's say metals, pharma, autos. Is it time to think contra, which is that, okay, go with a long position and get out tomorrow? I mean, is there a cute trade there?
Yeah, I think metals definitely yes.
Long metals?
Long metals.
Long pharma?
Selectively.
Okay.
I like not the entire basket of pharma stocks, because there's still a lot of struggle in the pharma space. You have likes of Lupin, Cipla, they're still struggling. Sun Pharma is recovered. Dr. Reddy is on its own trend on the downside. DV Slab is also very inconsistent in terms of price trends. So it's very, very specific in terms of pharma pocket. But for metals, I'll be very bullish. In fact, it started off with JSW Steel and Tata Steel looking extremely strong right from the start of this calendar year, from Jan 2025, where these stocks moved up, I think, by 25% kind of a margin from their previous major lows. And then followed up by the likes of JSPL, Hindalco. They've managed to look attractive. Vedanta has come back to that 460, 470 range, potentially a big breakout on the monthly charts. SAIL has recovered from 105, 110 range to now almost on the verge of breaking 120 plus levels. So again, a space which looks attractive. Many of the stocks have established themselves as leaders. They've managed to make a strong comeback. And I strongly believe that the likes of JSW Steel and Tata Steel, for example, they should be up for at least another 50 to 20% on the upside over the next 6 months.
Okay, that's the take coming, in some of those metal plays and where there could be a contra trade. Right now, of course, the ones under pressure. Take a look at BEL, that's down about almost 3.5%. M&M Finance lower by 3.25%. RBL Bank is under a little bit of pressure. That stock is lower by about 3%. And then there's ABB, which is also down about 1.5%. Pashupati, when all this dust on tariffs settles down, it's going to be back to basics, right? And soon enough, we'll have the earnings season as well play out. Where do you think this quarter one could see some positive surprises?
I think you'll see positive surprises on companies which have a lower tariff than people expect, that's for sure. And the second thing that will happen is that if there's any kind of a misbalancing and there's any kind of arbitrage opportunity in the tariffs, I think those companies who are able to take advantage of that will be winners. So, I know that there have been a number of institutions in this country who have been trying to set up conference calls on what to talk about tariffs. But then, till you get the rates, until you get it in black and white, you don't know what to do. So it's going to be, whoever moves fast will win the game.
Right, okay. That's the take coming in on where the meaningful surprise could come in really from. We've been analyzing what's been happening within the auto pack and how those monthly sales have been panning out. The big positive surprises have come in from a Tata Motors, from a Hyundai, from Eicher, RE, that is, not VECV. That was a little bit of a miss or inline at best. And then, of course, M&M, the farm division, has done pretty well. Pashupati, how is it that you're seeing this entire EV play, or rather EV transition play out for the SUV market? And would you sense that M&M would continue to win the battle here?
Well, out of all the Indian players, M&M has shown the most promise so far. However, you're seeing MG coming in pretty strong. You're seeing BYD, which is the strongest player in the world, which will benefit from the lower tariffs on EVs. And I think that EV market's going to get shaken up. So I would not be jumping in so quickly. And in fact, the real challenge in EV is the EV infrastructure, which we are pretty sadly behind. So, we had 10 million EV cars on the road, we wouldn't have enough chargers. So those are the kinds of challenges. So all the people are doing slow things to make it better, but it's not happened yet. So it's again, promise versus performance. And let's see how that goes.
Bajaj Auto is 1% higher, 8072. In fact, the dispatch numbers have not been bad at all. I mean, if Ashok Leyland does well, both year on year and month, then you say that, okay, the CV cycle is not bad. And if CV cycle is not that bad, means the economy is doing well. If economy is doing well, we should be in for some kind of a surprise now. Kunal, has State Bank of India disappointed? I think it was your call yesterday, right?
Yeah, day before.
Day before. I mean, it is not living up to its reputation. I mean, with this kind of a comeback in HDFC Bank and Kotak, I would have made a case that State Bank of India should be closer to 900, not 800, or even 1000 for that matter.
No, I think PSU banks in this leg has underperformed, Nikochin. It's just that in the last 1 week or so, we've seen many of the PSU banking stocks trying to get their beta back again, or in the price movement in terms of high momentum back again. But I think there are a lot of hurdles on the way up for many of these PSU banking names. Now, I think almost 70%, 80% of the stocks in the PSU banking basket, they are trading sub their long-term moving averages. This compared to at a point where HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank, etc., they are trading comfortably above the long-term moving averages. So there's a lot of hard work which the PSU banking stocks have to do. At least maybe the first part of that repair work is now on the way for the PSU banking stocks. We've seen a 10% plus kind of a jump from the previous swing lows in the last 1 week, 2 weeks for many of the PSU banking names. I believe once we see a breakout of their respective 200 DMAs for these stocks, whether it's Bank of Baroda, Bank of India, Canara Bank, etc. Once we start to see at least 2 or 3 names from the pack starting to show signs of a breakout, I believe eventually the others will also follow. So potentially a very strong up move could be in the offing once these stocks break past about their respective 200 DMAs.
Okay, let's get in some BTST trades as well then on that note. Shrikant, what's on your list?
Yeah, so in that particular, like for BTST specifically, I would like to go with United Spirit, which is currently around 1430, 1435. Most of the mid-size companies, they are crossing their immediate highest levels after spending nearly 4-5 days. So United Spirit also is one of them, and currently it is around 1435. We are expecting stock to move towards 1500, and we can keep stop loss around 1395 for the same. The other stock which we like is from the power space, and in that we like SJVN, Satlaj Nigam, which is currently around 93.94. And here also I am expecting stock to move towards 98 or 100 sort of levels. We can keep stop loss around 89 for the same.
300, I beg your pardon, 3% higher for DLF. Now the real estate space is actually making quite a meaningful comeback. Let's look at real estate. Prestige is there, DLF is there, Oberoi Realty is there. The other one which is cutting out is Max Estate is also there. The other one which is cutting out today is cement. In fact, cement has done rather well in last couple of days. Kunal, I'll keep Ambuja aside, but the other cement stocks have been outperforming in this market rally, right? Shree is outperformed, Manglam has outperformed, I think Ramco has outperformed. Is it a valid observation that cement could be the new leader?
Yeah, so cement is finally waking up, I would say, because cement has been an underperformer in 2024-23 second half also. and that too at a point where many of the stocks, I think except for Ultratech Cement, you hardly had any of the other cement stocks which were looking attractive. Yes, there were pockets where like India Cement moved up more than 50% to 80% in a matter of I think few weeks, months, but then that stock has also gone through a correction. But I think when you look at the entire basket, most of the other stocks in the cement space have been underperforming. Right now, again, you're seeing that kind of a strong consensus move where you're seeing many of the stocks within the cement pack. Shree Cement has been one of the stocks which was the first ones to hit a lifetime high and break past about the previous 2023-24 highs. Ultratech Cement is still underperforming on a relative basis in this last 2-3 months. But then when you look at the price comparison, the stock is more or less given positive returns over the last 4 to 5 years on a consistent basis. And then you've underperformers like ACC, Ambuja Cement, which are also trying to make a comeback. So yes, there are signs where the leadership is coming back into the cement pocket, and this could be a strong maybe a sector which could try and wake up after years of underperformance.
Okay. Kunal, let's get in the BTST trades as well going before we wind up.
So I'll go with 2 buy calls. The first is one Container Corporation. That looks attractive with a potential near-term target of 750. My sense is that the stock could confirm a breakout of its 50-day moving average. Stop loss for this trade could be kept at 680 mark. And the second would be a buy on trend, something which I've been bullish on over the last 1 month. The stock has been doing reasonably well. Looks attractive now for a revised target of 6,000. Stop loss at 5,500.
Okay. What I learned I want to share, the price of Shree Cement in 10 years and the price of Ambuja in last 10 years. Let's look at it. 10 साल श्री सीमेंट खुल जा सिम को भी समय लगता है. श्री सीमेंट में ऐसा हुआ खजाने से ज़्यादा पैसा बना है. No, I mean the graphic will just come up and we know the data.
There.
3x.
And 15 years Shree Cement. No, it's something wrong here. How can it be 2,000, 10,000 becoming 30,000? No, something is wrong with the percentage there. It's not right.
There.
Yeah, there you go. It's up 14 times in last 15 years. And ACC during that time is up 2 times. Here's India's largest cement company. And here is a small cement company, not even in top 5. And cement is a commodity. Cement is supposed to be lacking pricing power. They did not acquire anything. They do not have that kind of an access what some of the biggies have. They don't have a port berth. But in terms of wealth creation, it has hit out of the park. 15 years, ACC Ambuja has just doubled. And they say cement ka ek hi color hota hai. It's a one commodity. But 2 commodity stocks, one is up 15x, other is up only double. Pashupati Advani, ये क्या हो गया? Shree Cement, not the best cement stock in terms of capacity, scale, skill, size. 15 times in 15 years. Ambuja ACC during that same time when India boomed, everything boomed, has only doubled.
Well, it's
a tough one, right? Even I'm trying to figure out ये क्या हो गया.
I know. And we are all old timers in the market. So at some point we bought it, we made profit, and then we sold it off. So now 27 times, maybe I made 2 times or 3 times. I mean, it was in just low triple digits. So hey, it moves on. So it's kind of I find it very difficult to go back into a stock after I've got out of it, and that's one of my failings.
There are some more stocks which have done very well in the last 15 years. So, which is the next Shree Cement, Pashupati Advani? 5 minutes and then we'll close the show. But that I think is the most important question. And I'm going to ask Srikanth also and Kunal also.
Well, come back to me. Let me 2 minutes to think.
No, I have all the time. I'll wait. You can think. For that answer, we are ready to wait for more than 2 minutes. Doesn't matter.
I think there'll be a new stock that will come out in a new sector. And it'll be totally new. Maybe it'll be nuclear energy. Maybe it'll be something else. But, it'll be something new. I don't think it's going to be something that we're existingly seeing.
Cement is a 100-year-old company. It did not give any returns for a sector which is old, boring, commodity, no pricing power. The stock goes up 15 times. Okay, which is your big next Shree Cement?
I thought it's Srikanth's turn first.
No. You are in-house. Always preference to in-house.
Should be having the answer by now.
Nothing as such in terms of
सब dodge कर रहे हैं.
10 years, yeah.
You guys are the experts. I am the commentator.
It's not 100 years old. It was incorporated in 79. And 83 is when it commissioned its first plant.
No, as in the group Bangalore, as in
Yeah,
Yes, I
I'm
do
talking
know.
about Shree Cement.
Okay, cement, 100, my bad. I mean, 30 years old actually now, more than 35, 40 years old.
Yeah, 45.
My bad. I mean, it's a corporate group which is old. They're into textiles and all. Need to rebrush my financial history. Shrikant, your turn. You've got more than 2 minutes to think now. Next, Shree Cement.
I think, see, like almost all these stocks from the cement space, they are doing really well. Most of these stocks are forming either a breakout sort of formation or they are forming some long-term bottoms, like Ambuja and all. But in that, very quickly, if I have to like select any one stock in which we can get quick returns, then in that we like Ultratech Cement, which is currently around some 30,000. Sorry, around it is around 11,200 levels. But from here, the stock can go to the levels of 18,000 or 19,000. That's my overall view. So Shree Cement, Ultratech Cement, even this one, Ambuja Cement, all are showing signs of a bigger consolidation. And then later on, we are expecting a bullish breakout.
Pashupati, your 2 minutes are up. Tell us what's the next Shree Cement. Any stock that comes to your mind from the existing pool? I know you said there is going to be something new from maybe nuclear energy or some new idea, but from the existing lot, what do you think?
I think it has to be some kind of a food distribution stock, maybe like Godrej Consumer or something like that, because our population doesn't seem to be slowing down, and the move is going to be from the unorganized to the organized sector in food because of all the standards. So I think it has to be a stock of somewhere in the food sector, maybe levers, but levers already high. Maybe Godrej Consumer. I don't know. This is a wild guess, and I haven't done anything in it so far. But you've given me an interesting idea.
Good homework to put your mind to. But great having you on the show, Pashupati. Thank you as always for your time. Kunal, Shrikant, we let you guys go as well. And